C.C. Heil, senior attorney here at the ACLJ, is in studio right now. We have talked about this case as our client, Zack Knotts. He was unlawfully arrested for one reason, and that was really that he was out there trying to convince people that they shouldn't have abortions, they should save their babies' lives. Again, out there, as this is an ACLJ classic. This is one that feels like we've done over and over and over again. It is settled law in many ways. But with the overturning of Dobbs, or the overturning of Roe through Dobbs, there's obviously a lot of new stories that come out, a lot of new issues that have now bubbled up in the fight for life. One of them, now thankfully for Zack Knotts, we were able to get that taken care of for him and his family.
That's right.
That's done.
Yes.
However, the quote-unquote law, or whatever's on the books, still stands. So the ACLJ is now taking it to the next step.
Correct. So just to remind people what this case is about, we had a client in Ohio who was simply advocating for life outside of an abortion clinic. And just like Logan said, rightfully so, after Dobbs has come and gotten rid of kind of the bad Roe v. Wade legislation and, court-imposed laws, there are other ways that this issue still bubbles up and the abortion distortion still comes to light. And this was a case of an unconstitutional amplification law. That's what it was. And so our client was prosecuted under this unconstitutional law, and we went all the way to trial. And at trial, the prosecution folded and dismissed all the charges. So we won that for our client. But what happens is that unconstitutional law is still on the books. So we don't stop there. Now we have filed in federal court against this law, and we are asking that there would be a declaration that the ordinance is unconstitutional, that there would be an injunction preventing future discriminatory enforcement, because that was another thing. They had selective enforcement of this unconstitutional law, that there would be compensation for the constitutional violations, a return of seized property from our client, and hopefully we will see justice again done and this bad law taken off the books, and it will never be used again against someone who wants to simply advocate for life of the unborn in front of an abortion clinic in Ohio.
And that key point there is that we filed the lawsuit about a week ago, but then just yesterday we filed this preliminary injunction request asking the court basically so that that Zack Knotts and others can move forward without fear of the city trying to do the exact same thing to him again while we fight the ordinance.
By the way, this isn't someone who they arrest and he goes, okay, well, I'm just going to be quiet now. Of course, if you are this passionate, this is what you care about.
Yes.
You're not wanting to get out of jail free card, if you will, and go, well, now, I got slapped on the wrist. Never again. These guys want to be on the streets and doing this.
Right, absolutely. And not only, again, we want it for them in this specific instance, but the bad law has to get off the books, because not only can they come after our client again, you have, other different police enforcements or whatever that don't understand the law. It's still on the books. This can happen again, and it can happen to other people. And that's the greatest thing about the ACLJ is when we come in and we win these cases for our clients, we're winning it for everyone who wants to stand in front of an abortion clinic and advocate for life. You have the constitutional right to do that within bounds.
Really,
I mean, you can't.
Really, anyone that wants to be able to if you say protest or make a demonstration or have any kind of public sidewalk style access is not only limited to now, obviously the pro-life community has been a target for a lot of this.
Correct.
But it's not exclusive to that. If you're a Native American group that wants to go and protest the Atlanta Braves, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, you're allowed to do that.
That's right. And we're standing up for the rights that the First Amendment protects. And we're doing that across the board for everyone.
This is also an issue that ties into our fight for life here at the ACLJ, and something we've actually worked on for a long time, and that is raising the issues of the danger of the abortion pill, so medication abortions, which are taking over a lot in many areas as the primary way that abortion is done.
Yes.
And we've been raising the issue of that the process wasn't followed for the FDA approval of this.
Right.
So we have been asking and advocating in many different ways that this be re-examined. And one of the ways recently is we just sent a letter both to members of Congress, the Secretary of HHS, RFK Jr., as well as the Commissioner of the FDA, McCary. And we were asking, and our letter is titled, "The Danger Abortion Drugs Pose to Women and Babies." Basically, all the work we've done, putting it back out front, there's a new administration, and say, hey, you need to re-examine this. The FDA dropped the ball on something that does have very dangerous side effects to women that take these drugs. And what we've seen also is we've worked with Senator Hawley's office, who is working on legislation on this issue. And just yesterday, after our letter was sent in mid-May, as well as the advocacy Senator Hawley is doing, the commissioner of the FDA has put out a statement in reaction to that.
Yes, absolutely. So mifepristone is the chemical abortion pill. And just like you said, Will, absolutely. The majority of abortions happen by chemical abortions, over 60%. So this is absolutely something that needs to be regulated. We've fought for that. And the approval process absolutely was gone around. It's the abortion distortion again. And we have pointed out that that with the mifepristone, that it's actually 11% of women who have taken mifepristone have had serious side effects. We're talking about hemorrhage, emergency room visits, ectopic pregnancies, surgical abortions, and other complications. And what the drug says is they only have a 0.05% rate of adverse events, but it is well over 11%. And these facts and statistics have caused Secretary Kennedy to say that is an alarming revelation, and we will investigate. And that's what the ACLJ does. We demand that, and we are seeing action.
Logan, this is now the second time that the HHS has responded directly because of the ACLJ's work. Our advocacy on this, sending the letter to the FDA, which falls under HHS, as well as the investigation HHS has opened into that hospital in New Mexico where our clients were told they were going to have to assist in abortions. HHS is doing it. They're taking action because of what our members are making happen.
And you got to give it to RFK and his group here. I mean, this is someone who was taking a lot of flack for being pretty pro-choice, maybe a 100% pro-choice absolutionist, if you will, a couple of years ago. So I think there was obviously a concern that when he was assigned this, that the life issue would not become something they've talked about. But he actually has done what he said he was going to do, took precedence from President Trump, but it seems like his eyes are being a bit opened to this, and you gotta like that, because now you have a group that is actually proceeding and protecting human life, not just the life of the unborn. Like you said, if 11% is having adverse side effects, including death, then we need to definitely take a look at what's going on here. We are so excited to announce the ACLJ's brand new app, completely redesigned to provide you with the best tools available to partner with us at the ACLJ. You can watch the daily Seculo program, sign the petitions, customize your ACLJ membership experience, donate with the click of a button, and receive up-to-the-minute critical updates that the mainstream media can't censor. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to your phone's app store, search ACLJ, and click install. It's that simple.